I'd rather die knowing that people will know the truth than to live this life of blood and despair with someone else taking the credit. For the past 4 years, 23 people have gone missing from the county of Norfolk, Ontario. 22 of them have been found brutally mutilated and filleted. The news refers to me as the Norfolk Cannibal, since it looks like I take pieces of them like a butcher would to an animal. They suspect me of eating them. They're not wrong. Only 22 of them have been found, because I'm looking at the 23rd person as I write this. She's still alive. She's tied up, naked to a metal table. Her arms are bound together above her head. She's looking at me now, tears in her eyes. She would be screaming, but her mouth has been sewn shut. I'm saving her as a last meal, so to speak. She will be my final "fuck you" before I blow my head off. The authorities have accused Richard Blakeson of being the cannibal. It was a wrong place, wrong time kind of situation. For some god-awful reason, that fucker confessed and has been making headlines for 2 weeks now. They will know. They will all know that I, Kyle Olson, am the true Norfolk cannibal.
Cannibal on the prowl. Today marks the 10th body found within a 2-year period outside the town of Tillsonburg. Authorities say they all suffer from the same markings and lacerations. All victims have the same bruising and wounds on their wrists and ankles from being bound, and it seems they've been tied down to something hard by the bruising on their backs. Experts are saying that they all have died from massive blood loss from being butchered for their meat. They are all saying that the killers kept them alive while he or she filleted the victim, then cauterized the wound. They did this for quite some time until the victim passed away. The patterns of burnt flesh and lacerations tell the authorities that they may have been alive for weeks and that the killer was not only torturing the victims, but consuming them as well. There have been 4 male and 6 female victims, all from in and around Tillsonburg, Ingersoll, and Cortland areas. With no leads or any further details, all authorities can do at this point is to warn the residents to be cautious and stay safe.
This is the first time in a long time that I've had perfectly delicious meat just sitting here, ready to be harvested, and I have not been able to touch it. I'm waiting for the grand final where I display her and eat her insides in front of everyone. I will leave this diary where authorities can find it, so they know for sure that I am the cannibal. But to be quite honest, I don't think I'll be able to control myself much longer. The craving is making me weak, plus the way I have to feed her is proving to be more difficult than anticipated. Sliding a tube between her stitches after blending up an assortment of leftovers so she doesn't perish on me is getting quite tiring. Maybe it won't hurt to have a little bite. Just a small piece of thigh.
Cannibal caught. After 22 bodies were discovered by authorities, the Norfolk cannibal was finally captured. Richard Blakeson, a 37-year-old man from Woodstock, Ontario, has been taken into custody after suspicious behavior around the last crime scene. He was wandering around the field where they found Kimberly Founder's body, the 22nd victim of the cannibal. OPP was called after a driver alerted authorities when he spotted Mr. Blakeson wandering aimlessly in the field. Still no leads on 27-year-old Nicole Lincoln, a woman from Ingersoll who has been missing for the past week and a suspected victim of the cannibal. Authorities are hoping to press Richard Blakeson on the whereabouts of the young woman.
Today's the day. I gave the woman some powerful sedatives and stuffed her into a suitcase. She's all ready for my big show. As you will see, I signed myself up for the talent show in this year's annual summer fair. I said it's going to be a magic act, and it will leave the audience in shock and awe. She's in the trunk of my car now. I'll be writing one more time before my act when I arrive to tell you pigs how easy it was to get her on stage. A special thanks to the strapping young officers who helped me cart my very heavy suitcase up to the back of the stage. I could have done it myself, but I thought getting them to help with my show would be much more amusing for me. I'm writing this moments before I go on. If anyone has any objections, speak now before I kill this woman. No? Nobody? I'm just having fun now. I really hope you all enjoy reading this. Maybe they will make it open for the public to read one day. I also wanted to say that I shook hands with multiple officers and most of the people in the back here. What a thrill! I'm ready to go on and show the town of Tillsonburg what I've got. So to everyone performing after me, I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to go on. Maybe next year. My name's just been called. See you all in hell. Sincerely, the Norfolk Cannibal.
Reporting live from Channel 6.66. Panic at Tillsonburg Annual Summer Fair. This year, Tillsonburg's summer fair was stopped short by a disturbing act of violence. Kyle Olson, an active member of his community, has committed a murder-suicide while on stage at the annual talent show. He revealed missing person Nicole Lincoln in what seemed to be a suitcase full of magic tricks. He then yelled that he was the true Norfolk Cannibal and then proceeded to stab her in the abdomen while cutting off pieces of her flesh to consume her in a show of horror. Onlookers screamed and ran away as officers rushed onto the stage. Unfortunately, before he could be apprehended, Kyle Olson removed a handgun from the waist of his pants and shot himself in the head. He has been pronounced dead. Nicole Lincoln was rushed to the hospital with severe injuries. Doctors say due to the drugs she was put under, she is due to make a full recovery. Kyle also mentioned right before pulling the trigger that he had left a diary backstage. Officers are unable to comment on it at this time.